Hello, diet disruptors, and welcome to our November recipes. I love fall. Um, One of my favorite holidays is Thanksgiving. I love what it stands for, and I love the fact that we build gratefulness into our lives. So I'm going to welcome you in. Let's start with Carrie's message, and then we will jump right into these fantastic holiday fall recipes. Living in New England is amazing during this time of year, but wow, this year has been especially vibrant. The colors on the trees and the weather turning a bit crisper is a reminder to take the time to soak it in. Because in the blink of an eye, the trees will be bare and we will be in another long winter. This quick passing of the season reminds me how fast time flies and why it's important to be aware of each moment, good or bad, so it doesn't pass us by with asking where it went. Even the stressful, negative things we need to be aware of and in tune with, because the more grateful we will be when we get through that valley. We need the winters in our lives to help us to remember the beautiful colors of fall or the blossoming of spring. So this month we prepared recipes that remind us of fall and the time we need to take to savor the colors, the smells, and the energy of the season. During this time of transition, before the craziness of the holidays are upon us, we slow down a bit, savor the moments, and be intentional with your time. Before we know it, another year will be behind us. What do you want to say you did between now and then? Love, Carrie. So let's jump in here. Our table of contents, you can see we have the green light symbol there for the recipes that are green light for 4W, 2W, as well as our plant-based icon. So it's easy to tell which recipes are which. So we start off today with our lemongrass ginger coconut grilled steak, our stuffed pumpkins with roast chicken, vegan pumpkin risotto, our crab stuffed mushrooms with Parmesan cheese, lentil and vegetable soup, white bean sage cauliflower gnocchi, tofu, spiced tofu with miso maple dressing, shrimp scampi zoodles, roasted salmon with chickpeas and greens, a harvest casserole with chicken, my pumpkin soup recipe. Our shake from Coach Deb this month is cinnamon pear. Yum. One of my closest friends, Chef Katie, created a gluten-free, dairy-free pumpkin pie and then a gluten-free gravy. So let's jump in here. So starting with this lemongrass ginger coconut grilled steak, I love the flavors in this. It feels just wonderful. So here, lemongrass, if you can't find lemongrass stalks, a lot of the grocery stores, I find the pre-minced lemongrass where they have like the little containers of garlic and things in the refrigerated section. So you can always look there if your store does not have the actual lemongrass itself. Now on to stuffed pumpkins with roast chicken. This to me screamed November. I'm very excited about this recipe. So a couple things here. So it's when it talks about the loaf of bread, you can use whichever bread you like, whether that's a gluten-free or a sourdough, whatever you have that you enjoy. You're going to use that as part of the stuffing for this pumpkin. Easy to make. I love the apples and the cranberry, and this is just for me an amazing November dish. Vegan pumpkin risotto. You can see a theme here with our pumpkins. So risotto is one of those wonderful, wonderful dishes. This we are using barley rice or buckwheat. I really enjoy barley. I think it gives a nice chewy texture. Buckwheat will do some of that as well. It's a very hearty, flavorful dish. We have our brewer's yeast and our nutritional yeast giving us our protein here, along with some hemp seeds. Then we move into our crab stuffed mushrooms with Parmesan cheese. So this, we actually are not using crab. We're using hearts of palm and lentil and vegetable soup. I love lentils. And fall and winter, I always am looking forward to a nice, warm, comforting lentil soup. So this again is, you can use green or brown lentils, whichever lentils you find. Lentils are easy to work with. They make a really nourishing, gut-friendly, anti-inflammatory soup. So white bean, sage, cauliflower gnocchi. I was really excited about this. I like gnocchi, but gnocchi is normally made from russet potatoes. I use sweet potato gnocchi a lot, but using a cauliflower gnocchi, which I thought was a change up a little bit, and it's the white beans give us some wonderful texture and flavors. It brings in a lot of good winter. So spiced tofu and miso with miso and maple dressing. So this guy is gonna have broccoli and green peas and sweet potatoes. It is, it has your nutritional yeast, some chipotle in it, which will give it a bit of a spice kick. So remember, with things like chipotle, just add however much spice you'd like. Some people like it a little bit less spicy than others. Shrimp, scampi, and zoodle. So shrimp scampi is one of my favorite meals. I love shrimp scampi. There's something about it that just always makes me smile. Then we go into a roasted salmon with smoky chickpeas and greens. I'm eating a lot more chickpeas lately. I'm finding that I really enjoy them. And this will give you another, it adds a great amount of fiber. Chickpeas will also give you a little added protein to the salmon in this dish. Harvest casserole chicken. So this is a wonderful fall casserole. Butternut squash, Brussels sprouts, some yellow onion. This uses sausage links that we cut into coins. That's where you get the chicken. What I would do in this, honestly, I vary between the chicken sausage I like. So depending on what kind of flavors you want in this, if you want, I have one I like that's jalapeno and mango that is fun. But depending on how spicy I want this or what kind of flavors I want this, there's so many good choices out there for chicken sausage now. It has rosemary and sage. So many good flavors. Cauliflower rice, honey crisp apple, and I didn't use a Honey Crisp. We generally in our house, we always have some really nice Granny Smith apples, and we like that crispy tartness from them. So I used Granny Smith in this. Pecans, and then the dried cranberries. So this is my pumpkin soup recipe. This is something I make every fall, and I tend to make it quite a lot. We enjoy this recipe. So depending on what my mood is or what I have in the house, I always have a lot of spices. As you may have noticed, I enjoy spice a lot and a lot of berries. So depending on what I'm feeling like, depends on what kind of spices. Sometimes this is more, clove and cinnamon and allspice. Sometimes I use cumin and turmeric and ginger. whatever fall flavors and spices you enjoy will work well in this. It's a easy soup to make, very quick, and just a comforting, wonderful dish. So now we get into our bonuses. Coach Deb has created a cinnamon pear shake for us. So this I'm super excited about. I recently realized I really enjoy pears. A friend of mine has a pear tree and this year brought me fresh pears and they were just incredible. Normally I have stayed away from them in the past. So moving on, one of my very best friends is a chef who had created this recipe some time ago. And so she let me use it here. It is a pumpkin pie. The crust is gluten-free and dairy-free. The filling is dairy-free. It is delicious and it's a wonderful way to have a pumpkin pie if you're looking for something that is gluten and dairy-free. Gluten-free gravy. So this is a gravy recipe where you are using whatever kind of gluten-free flour you like. For me, I used some tapioca flour. I always have that on hand and I find it to be a good substitute. So on to our quote to end our recipes for November. Time is free, but it's priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. Once you've lost it, you can never get it back. And that's from Harvey Mackay. So I hope you all have a fantastic November. Enjoy these festive recipes, and I will see you come December. Have a fantastic day.